Hello everyone, this year is still very young and we already had 2 sales events, in case you missed it, and Siege of Horizon, and now we are getting 2 more. To clarify this, I want Star Citizen to become a fantastic game and a huge success. Of course, I want CRG to continue to make money, so they can continue making the best space game ever. I just don't have any confidence left in Chris managing such a huge and ambitious project. You can give Chris another billion, another 2 billion, and Chris would still prioritize eye candy, fluff, time sinks and rule of cool. Basics, basic mechanics, some very basic physics, a nailed down flight and ship combat model play no role for Chris, not even in year 12. We have Red Festival 2954. CRG is selling 890 again. I heard she is still available, she doesn't sell very well. And we have featured packs 100i, 400i and Carrack. And of course we have paints, lots of paints. We have 1 pack for 61 US dollars. You can buy a AAA game for this money.
I'll take 5.
I know.
Yeah, you're getting a few paints, most are very easy color swaps. There are some decals, but overall this is way too much money for what you are getting. This one is not just a color swap, you're getting a picture, a decal. This one too. Then we have 400i paints. What is the difference between those two? Is there a difference? Okay, I don't see any difference at first glance. I'm sure there is a small difference. 600i for $16 and another 600i paint. And even something for an X1 is $6. Yeah. And we have returning paints, $24 for 1 set, $6 for Pisces paint, $22 for a Carrack paint. And another paint package. By the way, please watch my outro. And we have gear. Gear you lose when you die, and look at those prices. $74 for items you can buy in-game very cheap. Not in this color scheme of course, but who wants to run around in this color scheme? You can be easily spotted. And CRG still does not mention that you lose those items when you die, unless you can make it back to your body, but chances are low. Your body might just disappear, your body might glitch into a planet or moon, or your body might appear in the center of Stanton. This might change, maybe even this year. CRG mentioned this in Roadmap Roundup, 5th of February. Item Bank and unique item recovery, adding item bank kiosks to the persistent universe, allowing players to retrieve and store FPS items at multiple locations. This addition will also allow players to retrieve lost account bound items, such as subscriber flare, and I guess items you bought with real money. Then we have more ship sales, 100i, 125e, 135c, 400i, 600i, 600i Touring, Pisces, Pisces Expedition, Carrack, Constellation Andromeda, Constellation Aquila, Constellation Taurus, Freelancer, Freelancer Dur, Freelancer Max, and Freelancer Miss, and Nomad, and Saber, X1, X1, X1. Yeah, lots of sales already in this year. And we have Valentine's Day 2024 sale, sale number 4 in this year. Featured ship packs, we have Nomad, including a Nomad, and we have Romantic Getaway pack with Hoverquad and Nomad. And of course we have more paints, look at those prices. $32, what are you getting for $32? Mole, SRV, MPUV, Raft, Love Struck paint. Yeah, Seems to be very excessive for what you are getting. $12 for mole paint, $8 for SRV paint, $6 for $6 for MPUV paint. Okay, and reft is $6.60. And another 6 paint pack for $52. Chris, do you realize that you're asking way too much for way too little? And more armor sets that you lose when you die? Again, this might change this year. And more ships. Ares Inferno, Ares Iron, Error, Cyclone, Cyclone EE, Cyclone MT, Cyclone AC, Cyclone IN, Cyclone TR, and Super 100 Heartseeker, $5 more than last year, and CRG said they will warn us when there is a price increase. They didn't. Hoverquad, Mole, MPUV Cargo, MPUV Personal, Nomad, Prospector, Raft, Rock DS, a total meme vehicle, SRV, Scorpius, does this end? Scorpius Antares. Yeah, lots of sales already at the beginning of 2024. 4 sales. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments below and see you next time. Bye. Auf Wiedersehen.
So essentially the process kind of begins with we want to get these pre-configured schemes done. So you could, for example, go off and go, oh, you know what, I want a NASA themed kind of skin, or I want, you know, a District 9 themed skin, or I want a, you know, a pink Hello Kitty themed skin. And then essentially, you know, we as artists create, well, basically they're material files. They're tiny in memory. They're so small that we can have like hundreds of them if we want to, because they're all calling the same textures. That's what's done under the hood, okay? Once those material files are created and obviously named accordingly and sanity checked that the emblem is called emblem and the submaterial ID is called submaterial ID 1, 2, and 3, they have to be the same names. That's then handed to tech design to then kind of set that up with the loadout that they're putting together for that ship. Further forward, we want these kind of paint configurations to become hex codes. So if you're in like a guild of 20 players, and you know the clan leader said, all right, this is our paint scheme, there's going to be no like guessing work. Like, you get the hex code, you put it in there, and it automatically will say, oh, you know what, we've got matte black against yellow against pink, something crazy, and every ship in your fleet, you can put that hex code on and it will automatically go into that color configuration. So there's a lot of kind of cool things, and as artists we do this stuff all day every day, and we were just like, well, why wouldn't we give the end user this functionality? So that's the overall plan. There is a lot of kind of very things you have to be careful with when you're authoring the shaders for this stuff, so it can accommodate these options, but we're on top of that, and that's kind of, yeah, it's good. That's what we're doing on the initial kind of burst of ships right now. I think it's really cool, and it's really amazing to see, like, today I just kind of caught up with the guys and looked at what we're working on for that stuff, and there's like a fleet of 50 ships, all with different skins, all with different loadouts, and it injects color into the game. You can have your kind of personal things going on, which is kind of cool. If I was going to pick one to fly and customize myself, I've always got a sweet spot for the Avenger. If it was me, I'd probably go for a dirty chrome kind of finish. The shape is just kind of so kind of primitive. To get some kind of highly reflective material on it, I think would just look super cool in space. So that's what I would go for.
Hey, you're still here. You might want to join me on Twitter. My Twitter account is Camural_SC.